Warlord Zekthara had ruled the Andromedy sector for 3 centuries. His crimson scales gleamed under the bioluminescent lighting of his throne room as he surveyed the holographic display showing the newest species to enter his domain. The creatures were bipedal, soft-skinned, and pathetically small, barely reaching the chest of his lowest-ranking soldier. Humans, his intelligence officer, Commander Veltar, announced with obvious disdain. They call their pathetic rock Earth. No natural armor, no claws, no venom sacs. They're not even properly scaled. Zekthara's 4 eyes focused on the tactical readout. The humans possessed primitive kinetic weapons, crude chemical propulsion systems, and laughably basic energy shields. Their largest warships were smaller than his personal shuttle. "How many worlds do they control?" the warlord growled, his voice resonating through the crystalline chamber. "Just one, my lord. A single waterlogged planet in an unremarkable system." The assembled war council erupted in chittering laughter. General Mordek, whose species had conquered 12 systems before bowing to Zekthara's might, slammed his armored fist on the war table. "One world? My hatchlings could conquer them with farming tools." Zekthara rose from his obsidian throne, his massive frame casting shadows across the chamber. "Then it's settled. We'll offer them the standard terms: complete surrender and vassalage, or annihilation. Surely even these primitives aren't foolish enough to refuse." The human delegation arrived 3 days later aboard a vessel so small it barely registered on the station's sensors. Ambassador Sarah Chen stepped into the throne room with 2 companions, their simple dark suits a stark contrast to the elaborate armor and ceremonial weapons of the alien court. Zekthara didn't bother rising. "Primitive creature, you stand before Warlord Zekthara, conqueror of worlds, master of—" "We've heard the titles," Chen interrupted calmly, her voice carrying clearly through the vast chamber despite her small stature. "We're here to discuss terms." The audacity sent ripples of shock through the assembled aliens. Commander Veltar's hand moved to his plasma rifle, but Zekthara raised a clawed appendage, amused by the human's boldness. "Terms?" The warlord's laugh was like grinding stone. "You misunderstand your position, little creature. You have no terms to offer. Surrender completely, or we will glass your pathetic world and scatter your ashes across the void." Chen exchanged glances with her companions. "That's unfortunate. We were hoping for a more diplomatic solution." "Diplomatic?" General Mordek sneered. "What could you possibly offer us? Your species hasn't even achieved faster-than-light travel." "Actually," Chen said, pulling a small device from her pocket, "we achieved that about 6 months ago, along with a few other innovations." She pressed a button on the device. Nothing seemed to happen. Zekthara's amusement grew. "Was that supposed to impress us? Your primitive technology?" The lights went out. Emergency power kicked in seconds later, bathing the throne room in an eerie red glow. Zekthara's 4 eyes darted to his tactical displays, which showed nothing but static. His communication officers frantically worked their controls, their faces reflecting growing panic. "What did you do?" Zekthara demanded, rising to his full 3-meter height. Chen remained perfectly calm. "We introduced a small modification to your quantum communication network. Think of it as a software update." "Impossible. Our encryption is based on crystalline matrix configurations with quantum entanglement protocols," Chen finished. "Yes, we know. We've been studying your technology for the past 18 months, ever since you conquered the Kepler mining consortium." The throne room fell silent except for the frantic clicking of alien claws on control surfaces. Nothing was responding. You see, Chen continued conversationally, humans have this peculiar trait. When we're presented with a problem, we don't just find one solution. We find dozens, sometimes hundreds. Your people spent centuries perfecting, faster than light travel. We spent 18 months perfecting 18 different methods. Commander Veltar finally managed to raise his weapon, but Chen's companion, a man who had remained silent until now, spoke a single word in their language. The plasma rifle powered down instantly. How? Veltar whispered. Linguistic viruses embedded in tonal frequencies, the man explained. Your equipment responds to voice commands in your native language. We simply taught it to respond to our voices as well. Zekthara felt something he hadn't experienced in 3 centuries. Fear. What do you want? Originally. Just to be left alone, Chen replied. But since you insisted on threats, we've decided to make a counteroffer. You can abdicate your position and retire to a nice planet somewhere in the Outer Rim, or... She gestured to her other companion, who held up a tablet showing what appeared to be a star chart. Your entire fleet is currently dead in space. Your communication networks are under our control. Your economic systems are frozen. Your food distribution centers have been temporarily relocated. The woman paused. The choice is yours, former Warlord Zekthara. The massive alien stared at the 3 small humans standing in his throne room. Around them, his greatest warriors, beings, who had conquered worlds and terrorized entire star systems, stood helpless, their weapons useless, their technology turned against them. How long? He asked quietly. How long what? How long have you been planning this? Chen smiled, and for the first time, Zekthara saw something in her expression that chilled him to his core. It wasn't cruelty or anger. It was patience. The Atu, patience of a species that had spent millions of years as prey animals, learning to outsmart predators many times their size and strength. We started planning this the moment we detected your first ship entering our solar system, she said. 18 months of preparation, 3 days to execute. Humans may be primitive, Zekthara, but we've had practice dealing with monsters much bigger than us. The next morning, maintenance crews found the throne room empty except for a small placard on the obsidian chair that read, "In perfect galactic standard, management under new direction." By evening, every species in the sector had received the same message from Earth. Humanity is now accepting applications for peaceful trade partnerships. Aggressive expansion policies are no longer supported in this region. The age of the human protectorate had begun, not with conquest or destruction, but with 3 people in business suits and a very thorough understanding of their enemies' weaknesses, after all humans had always been exceptionally good at making bigger, stronger creatures disappear.